Hi, my name is Colleen, and on this channel I review clean formulation fragrances. So today I'm going to talk about Nette. I believe that this company is mainly known for making candles, but they recently came out with this set of EDPs. I got mine from Sephora, and on Sephora there's a bunch of sponsored reviews that aren't very helpful, and currently, at time of filming, Nette is not yet on Fragrantica, so you can't find reviews of any of these on there yet, so I thought that I would make this video and let you know about how I experience these fragrances. Obviously, scent is subjective, so I can only talk about how they smell like on me and how they wear on me, but hopefully this can help you decide if you're interested in these or not. So as far as the brand goes, they make these EDPs with no parabens, no sulfates, and no dyes, and they're also cruelty-free. So the scents in here are Rose Parade, La Florette, Coco Fleur, Thé Vanille, and Opening Night. And they come in these nice big 5 milliliter vials. So I'm going to give you my overall impressions first, and then we'll dive deeper into each one of these individually. And overall, I wasn't that big of a fan of these. I didn't really like them that much. And I'll tell you why. The main reason is that three of them, which is most of them in this set, had a very strong black pepper smell on me. They ended up all fading into black pepper during the dry down, which I'm not sure why. Black pepper is not intended in the notes, but that's what I get, and that's what comes across the most on my skin, and I'm not a really big fan of that. Performance-wise, though, they did really good. So they projected really well, they had big sillage, they lasted a long time, and so I was really impressed in that regard. Additionally, I don't think the company paid a lot of attention to detail, because in the description on the back of the box, where it tells you the notes for the scents, there is a big typo because Rose Parade is listed as having the exact same top, middle, and base notes as Thé Vanille, and so that is not correct. There's no way these two scents are exactly the same, and Rose Parade smells, as the title implies, a lot like rose, and there's no rose here at all, so this one is definitely the one that's wrong. And that's kind of big, I feel like, because if you pick up this box and you're interested in buying it at the store and you want to see what they smell like, having this one entire scent be completely wrong is just not a good look. Let's start with the first one, which is Rose Parade. The notes for this one was wrong on the box, but online it says that the top notes are neroli and rose, the middle notes are ylang ylang, and the base notes are amber tonic and vanilla bean. This is a jammy rose. This is really fun, really youthful, a bit sweet. It's not an old lady, powdery grandma type of rose. It's definitely a youthful jammy rose. It's very nice. I really like the rose part of this fragrance. Rose gets a little bit soapy on me sometimes, and I feel like this is no exception. It does smell a little bit soapy, but not strongly so. So it's still really nice. And during the dry down, it smells a little bit more fresh. It gets a little fresher, and I think the other floral note comes out a little bit more. But here's the problem I have with it. The black pepper also starts to come out. So it emerges, and then by the end of its wear, all I get is black pepper. And that might be a problem that's just unique to me. It might not happen to you. I remember that when I bought Arizona Bloom by Floral Street, that one has a black pepper note in it, and it's supposed to be quite subtle, but on me, over time, it got stronger and became the only thing I could smell in that scent as well. So maybe my skin chemistry just magnifies black pepper. If you've experienced that happening to you as well, I don't know how common this issue is, then I would steer clear of this because that'll likely happen here for you as well. But if that's not an issue for you, maybe you won't get the black pepper at all. Maybe you'll just find that this is a really fresh, fun, jammy rose, and end of story. So let me know what you think if you've tried this and whether or not you like it. I think the performance is really good. I just did 2 spritzes, one on each wrist, and it was very strong. It projected very well. I think a little goes a long way with these fragrances. They're all really well performing. The rose on me lasted for about 3 hours, and then I got that black pepper for a couple more hours. And overall, I think that this is a more feminine leaning scent. So all of these are meant to be unisex, but because I associate rose scents with women, I think that this works best on a woman or someone who identifies as more feminine. But if you're a guy, absolutely you can wear this as well. I just think it leans a little bit more on the feminine side. The next one is La Forêt. And this is a nice, sexy, masculine-leaning scent. I think La Forêt is a good name for it. It means the forest in French. The top notes are bergamot. The middle notes are ISO E Super, patchouli, healing wood, cashmeran, and moss. and the base notes are sandalwood, cedarwood, and amber extreme. This scent is very sexy and masculine leaning. It's definitely like would be nice on a guy. I think it's very woody at first, and then during the dry down, more of the amber emerges, so there's a lot of amber. In addition to the amber, something that comes out also in the dry down reminds me of a freshly cut bell pepper, like a green bell pepper. It's very fresh, it's very green smelling and aromatic. So that was quite surprising but quite nice. And again, the problem of the black pepper emerges. So on me, the black pepper comes out and gets really prominent. But besides that, it's a really nice masculine smell. It's very fresh, it's very woody, it's also very amber heavy. And if you are into those kind of scents, I think you might really like this. Performance again is good. I did 2 spritzes. It was very strong. It projected really well. And I continued to smell it on myself for 4 hours. So I think that does pretty well for a clean fragrance. The next one is Coco Fleur. The top notes here are bergamot and pink pepper. The middle notes are ylang ylang and orange flower. And the base notes are ambrette, coconut milk, and sandalwood. This to me smells at first of bergamot and sunscreen. It's very summery. It reminds me of being outside and wearing sunscreen and being in the sun and having fun. During the dry down, I get more of the orange blossom, and it also becomes a little bit more soapy, but orange blossom does smell soapy to me, so that checks out. The coconut milk in here is perceivable. It's light. It adds a nice creaminess. It adds a creamy feeling. It doesn't add any sweetness, so this is not a sweet fragrance at all. This is definitely a salty fragrance. So it's kind of coconutty, kind of sunscreen, kind of orange flower, and kind of salty. This is a summer scent to me, as I said, because it does have that sunscreen scent, but it's not unpleasant. I actually really like it. I like the way it smells, and it makes you feel fresh and fun, and it reminds me of summer. I actually can't imagine wearing this scent at any other point in the year. I think this is just a strictly summer scent for me. During the dry down, it does get a little bit peppery on me, but not so much as the other ones. There is pink pepper in the notes here, so I think a little bit of fresh spicy is intended, but definitely not as peppery as the other ones get. I think this is very unisex. I think that anybody can wear this. Performance-wise, I think this is the least strong of the bunch, so just doing 2 spritzes wasn't enough for me. I had to do 4 to smell it to the same amount that I wanted to. But it did last pretty well. I think it lasted for 3 hours on me. So this is the weakest one of the bunch, but I think it still does pretty well for a clean fragrance. The next one is Thé Vanille. The top notes are salt, cardamom, turmeric root, and green tea. The middle notes are narcissa and magnolia flower, and the base notes are orris and vanilla. I'll be honest, I was the most excited to try this one, but I hated it. I hated this. This was not one of my favorites. The first time I wore it, I gave it the entire time because I wanted to see how it would do and I wanted to give it a chance. The second time I wore it, I just scrubbed it off and sprayed something else over it. I really like green tea and I really like vanilla, but I thought that the scent was not a match to the name at all because I didn't smell either of those two. To me, this smelled like salt and pepper, and that's it. And so sometimes I wondered if I had gotten a bad batch, but because the brand is so relatively new, I feel like it couldn't have gone bad already. So I'm not sure if this is the way it's supposed to smell, but I hated it. It was awful. It's very spicy, and this was black pepper right off the bat. This didn't need to emerge on my skin slowly over time. The second I sprayed this, it smelled like black pepper. It smelled like salt and black pepper and nothing else. I didn't get any of the vanilla. I didn't get any of the nice things that were listed on the back. I didn't get any cardamom or turmeric or orris. I love orris, but I didn't smell any of it. So it's very interesting. I'm interested to hear if any of you guys smelled this and liked it, and if maybe I got a bad batch, or maybe this is just the way it's supposed to smell. I do think it's unisex, so mission accomplished. It is a unisex scent that lasts a very long time. It performs very well, it's very strong, but I did not like this. The last scent is Opening Night. The top notes are bergamot, grapefruit, and cardamom. The middle notes are neroli, rosemary, and verbena, and the base notes are amber, vanilla, and vetiver. So as you can imagine from these notes, this is a very sharp citrus scent. It's very nice. The grapefruit adds a little bit of a bitterness that makes, in my opinion, a citrus scent smell more realistic and less like a cleaning product. So this is not a cleaning product citrus. This is like more of a realistic, fruity, juicy citrus. It's very energizing and invigorating and refreshing, and I think it's definitely like a mood booster. During the dry down, the neroli and the vanilla come out a little bit more, which is, I think, intended. It adds a really nice complexity, and this is the only one that didn't have any kind of pepperiness in it. It did not smell like black pepper at any point during my wear, which is really nice because all the other ones had a little bit of pepper. Coco Fleur was the other one that wasn't as peppery, but this one absolutely had no black pepper on me, which I'm very glad about because, as you know, I didn't really enjoy that part of it. So really happy with this. This is my favorite one. I think it's very unisex. I think that anybody can wear it and at any time of the year. And I think the performance is also pretty good. I think that I used 2 to 4 spritzes of this and it lasted me about 3 to 4 hours, which does really well for a clean scent. Coco Fleur was the weakest one, the one that projected the least. And this I'd say is the second weakest one. I would spray more of this than I sprayed of like Rose Parade or of Thé Vanille, but it still does pretty well, and I think 4 spritzes is more than enough. So happy with this one. And that's it. Thank you for watching.